Okay, so here's a look at two really of the top minds in our game in the NFL. Mike McDaniel's offense for the Dolphins, Steve Spagnuolo's defense of Kansas City. Both sides of this ball are having great years. And this was the first game they played. Totally different conditions, totally different environment. It was in Germany, controlled weather climate. I think it was in a dome or sort of indoors. Here it's going to be freezing cold with really bad wind at a night game in Kansas City and playoffs. So completely different situation, but still something to learn from this. This is courtesy of Kurt Warner, who's doing a lot of great breakdowns with the NFL.com. And in this, Kurt talks a lot about Tua always trying to go to his primary too much. But what I think Kurt, it's a good breakdown. I love the breakdown, but he's missing a little bit what McDaniel is really, I think, trying to do in combining the West Coast offense with the air raid. And you may say, oh, come on, air raid. Yeah, he is combining. He's using not only the air raid has a lot to do with space more than timing. Your receivers aren't necessarily tied to a specific route design. They are tied to route design, but they can find the open areas on the field and what they call finding the grass. And the quarterback has to be linked up to that. That's what makes it difficult. Then there's some option routes in here, which there are option routes also in the air raid, but a pure option route styles from the run and shoot style of offense, which means the receiver literally can make a choice or change his route midstream, mid-route, based on what the defense is doing. So a couple of extra elements that really stray away from the timing of a West Coast style. This is something, I talked to a guy that knew Sid Gilman very well, used to do film breakdowns with him. That's the original West Coast creator back in the day, way before they called it the West Coast, but it was all about timing. He couldn't stand option routes because he wanted that timing to be there. So let's take a look at how this can break down when you go up against a tricky defensive coordinator, which that definitely qualifies as Steve Spagnuolo. So this is the first play. I want to show one other thing here too. This is max protect. They're going to do a full 8-man protection here with play action. And Warner also made a note to say that they don't have hot routes. That's one way to beat a blitz. You have like this guy's blitzing from over here, so this guy could turn around real quick. Boom, hot route. You hit him. But another way is max protect. So yes, they don't do hot routes, at least in this game. Though don't be surprised if McDaniel changes that up. But in this game, they did max protect. And if you catch a blitz with max protect, the defense has problems. See, you don't want max protect on a blitz because now the guys have no shot. You've got 8 guys blocking. These guys aren't getting in. And you might say, yeah, but now they have all these guys in coverage. Yeah, but look, they're in the zone. These guys are all wasted over here. A great 2-man route. That's kind of what you want to do. You want to bunch the route design in a max protect. And now, DeBoer does this great in the college level, Kalen DeBoer. And so now you have, boom, the speedy hill on a little in, and this guy going down the field holds the safety, and this guy's getting behind the linebackers. Boom, timing, pure timing on this. Works out perfect. Boom, look at that. Now, Kurt's kind of saying, he thought he was throwing into coverage here, but this was part of the play. There was no doubt about it. So, and I got a commercial pop. But so that was exactly really what they wanted. This is not a mistake. This is a primary route. And yes, he's on the primary, but the primary is open, not by a lot, but it's all part of the plan. You max protect, these guys get stuck looking in the backfield, and then he has a little opening right there. And because he's not being hurried or rushed, the blitz isn't getting to him, it works out perfect. It makes a perfect pass. So it works out. We go to the next one is going to be what I call a fake RPO. Kurt actually called it a RPO naked. I just would rather just say fake, to be honest with you, because it looks like an RPO where you can hand the ball off on a run or dump it out on a quick pop pass out here, okay? But it's more than this, and you'll see it right here. All these guys are pass protecting. You can already see they're starting to do it. See, this is all pass protection. Here's the little pop route, and here's another route over top. So you have one under, you have one over top. And the reason you do this, you might say, why don't you just have an RPO so he can hand it to the running back? See, these guys are back in coverage. It would have been a nice run. But what's the benefit of not having an RPO? You don't have option. So this becomes pure. First of all, you help the timing. Option football is incredible because it makes the defense wrong, but there's so much involved with it. Here, it's hard to get that timed up just right unless you're like the flex bone of the triple option of the military schools. It's all you do. But if you have more variety like the NFL offenses, you have to really try to simplify to get the good timing. So not having an option here actually simplifies it. So I'm all for option, but I'm for variety more than that. And I like how they do a fake option, fake RPO. He definitely knows he's going to throw. Now everything's concentrated on the throw. Got a guy going down here as Kurt draws up. You got this guy breaking here, but this doesn't work. Why? Good. Everything's perfect with the read. He's got it's a quick, easy read. You can flip it out here, but this guy's going to break open. Here's the problem. It's all timing except I think it's Hill, whoever this is. This is the Dolphins offense. He's allowed to find the grass. The grass is right here. Tua throws it down in here, and there's a DB back here. I don't think Tua saw this guy, so he's thinking this guy has a seam, but he doesn't. The receiver did the right thing to settle. Tua throws it too long. Check it out. Let's get that rolling. Boom. And it would have been intercepted had this DB had his eyes up in the air, or could have had an interception. So, again, that's the issue when you don't go with pure timing. Pure timing of the West Coast offense is when a guy actually knows exactly the route he's running. The quarterback knows exactly where he's going to be. Like, he's going to be right here. There's no doubt about it. He's not looking for anything else but running his route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he goes back. 1, 2, 3, boom, like that. And it's all timed up for right here. But in this case, this might not have been the window, as Kurt calls it, a window. It's called space, whatever you want to call it, grass. Maybe the grass is here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. So this gives you more option. So it's still option football in a way. If you did an RPO, you've got an option pre-read, an option post-snap, pre-snap. You've got so much option going on here. We cut this option out here, but we have still an option here as this guy's going to find some grass. He settles down right here. They didn't get it. They didn't connect. So the guys have to be so connected. So again, the potential of McDaniel's offense is incredible. That's why they've done some amazing things this year. But the thing is, it can really blow up too if it's not on, if the execution's not right, if everybody's not synced. And so we've seen that this year too, especially against these tricky defenses. Now, in this next one, we see again, look at these guys. A little out here, boom, boom. And look at the timing just off on this throw. Right to Hill probably. I keep saying Hill because everything's to Hill, but Waddle too. And you'll see he just overthrows it just a tad, see? And part of this is very interesting because what you want on this is that you want to go to that primary. There's no doubt about it. But that is a tough throw, and Kurt points that out. And you have a guy right underneath here, right there, come wide open. Look at that. And he's trying to hit this primary. What if this whole thing was the primary? I know DeBoer is fooling around with that now. You can pre-read what the defensive set is and change your primary. Maybe your primary is on this side, and you move it to this side, and this becomes your secondary. How they did in the old days, or they've done forever, is you read stuff like a route tree, different ways, but you can read short to long, deep to short, whatever, but you could this could be your primary, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something, or 4, 5. There's all different ways to do it. You can make these the primary, 1, 2. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into this that I'm not going to sit and explain right now. But I like this idea of, why doesn't this whole side be the primary? And if this guy's coming over for a flood, all three of these guys can be primary. You just have to look to this side. In this case, it's these two guys. You just look over here and you immediately see grass. And look at the space. Look at it. It's so quick. You can see this guy doesn't have space here. This guy does. It's so quick you can just flip it out. I know I'm missing some details, and I'm not going to go into all that, and I'm also not a coach that has to figure this out to run a football team. But this is stuff they are working on now to figure it out, to make it simple so this stuff can come out quick, but you want to be efficient. This is not efficient. Kurt Warner says it exactly right. This is a tough throw. He just misses hooking up with it. This is easy down here. this is where you want to go. So again, I think that's something McDaniel, people like Kalen DeBoer, even Slowick for the Texans, they're working on all this, but it's a work in progress. And if it's off like this, look what you do. You miss that. It's a big, it can really backfire as it's still a work in progress. The execution needs to be there, and sometimes just isn't there. So unfortunately, Warner's videos are so popular, we get a ton of commercials pop up in the middle, and I don't have that. Okay, here we go. So we move into, this is another one. Again, if it's the wrong, another thing about this is if it's the wrong coverage, it becomes an issue as well. So it's like all or nothing. So for this one, I love the way you do a little motion out here and it holds everybody, it keeps the defense spread out wide. So you do a little post right under here. This guy's going deep because they got speedy receivers. We got to be careful. That's Hill right there. And he can just flip right underneath here. And again, look at all that space. Now, honestly, I don't see, oh, that's a little play action. Again, I guess he's saying he's going to the primary and he should be flipping down here. I think that works out perfect, to be honest with you. Oh, it's because also they're in the wrong coverage. So it works when, this is, Let me see the coverage here. Yeah, it looks like a middle of the field closed. Oh, no. Yeah, no, middle of the field closed with the guy almost like playing a robber in the hole. Yeah. And actually, he settles down, right? And they cook up. This time, they're totally on the space. So love that. When it works, it's a thing of beauty. The timing's there, everything. Little quick play action, 1, 2, 3, boom. It's beautiful. When the timing and the space, when this offense where you have both timing and space, it's harder to sync. But when it does sync, it's just a thing of beauty. But there are times when we get a little crazy on Hill. He had 119 catches this year. That just shows you how crazy they got on him a bit. And here's this actually isn't to Hill. This is another one but sometimes they do get over crazy on Hill, I feel like. And this time, Hill's actually got a nice open here. And here's the problem. So now this one, Kurt is kind of blaming Tua for this, saying, why didn't he go here? Because this actually is not the primary in this instance. My guess is, even though you have a bunch to this side, this has been set up for the coverage over here, the one-on-one. They knew by motioning a guy over, bunching over here, the whole defense was going to move over here, and we're going to have a one-on-one down the sideline, so we're using Hill as a decoy. So sometimes using Hill as a decoy is a problem. Literally, Hill was open here, which is true. But I think this was all Tua just looking off the safety, especially if this guy, expecting on a cover 6, this guy could be coming down in the quarters down in here, and then Hill can easily hit this guy down the sideline. But in this case, really, this play is wide open down here. So I'd rather this be a read instead of an app. This is absolutely about a matchup. This is pure matchup, which is pro style, total pro style. Pros like to do this a lot. I'd like to see them stick more to their like primary, secondary idea. This whole thing isn't even a read. This is Hill looking down here to throw here. That's all this was. And this guy's totally covered. And Hill, of all people, I'm sorry, Tua's looking down here to throw here. That's why he's not, that's why it looks crazy. Because Hill, his best receiver is breaking wide open. But that just shows you it's like an all or nothing offense sometimes. And that's why it can blow up in the face and also be absolutely incredible. Now let me show you where it works when, like I had said, he's looking all to the primary. Like when you group like I say, bunch the primary, so to speak. Actually, that was more of a read. Yeah, we have more max protect. We have like, look at this. Only 3 guys out in the right and then a 4th guy. So it's max protect. And everybody's covered because they're racing back into zone. And look at his eyes. It can be real quick. I could see these two being the primary together. You don't have to read at 1-2. And I love that. And I feel like that's what Tua was doing. I don't know, again, See, yeah, maybe he's not because he's hitting on it a little much. Boom, boom. But I'd like to see it be boom. I can see it. We don't even have to think about this. Could he fit it in? Maybe. But no, let it. You got four on two. It's not even 3 on 2. You usually you have one extra defender and a covered, cover 7 with match coverage. You want to have like an extra guy, an extra save. But this is almost like 4 on 2. There's no doubt you dump this off. And so you look, boom, and then boom. Real quick. These two add up to one primary, and here's a little secondary outlet. Boom. That's why this can happen so quick. If you have to go, I'm going to look 1, then 2, then 3, or 1, 2, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, all this stuff takes time. 1, 2, boom. And that's what I love about what I'm talking about with quick primaries. So again, when you're trying to make things so simple and quick and so executable, you're also still trying to keep the variety, and definitely McDaniel's is trying to keep variety, but it can blow up in your face. This is all work in progress, but when it works, it's a thing of beauty. Okay. Now here we have 6 match. Let me see what this is. Oh yeah. This just shows you, again, look how we have, I'm sorry, this is 6-man protect. We only have a 6-man protect here. Look at this, that they're cut. This is a guy watching. It's probably Hill down here, I'm assuming, because it's like a bracket. He has an option. Now, if this guy doesn't go deep, if it's Hill, whoever, he can bang off that and come over here. But he's already, so it's a one high, but he's offset for a bracket on Hill. And because they have a 6-man protection, again, another way to beat the blitz. I'm going to see up. Oh yeah, look at everybody up on the line. So some guys are dropping off, some guys are coming. See that? Now what happens here is, I think it's this Waddle breaking wide open down here. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, he totally misses it. Let this thing roll. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see what Kurt's saying. Yeah, he totally missed this. They had a screw up. Let me show you how this could be. This guy is supposed to have that guy deep. I'm almost positive. I think this is either, it could be man-to-man, I mean match. It could be a match. But then he needs to match this. Or maybe he's matched. Oh, he might be matching this guy. Someone screwed up. Either this guy matches him, or this is played more like a cover 3, but with press on the other side. If it's cover 3 with press on the other side and an offset safety, basically this would be a cover 3 with a bracket over here. So this guy then in a cover 3 needs to stay deep. If it's not that, if it's match, then he's probably matching the guy, and he did the right thing. So the cornerback either did the right thing grabbing him or screwed up, and he did the right thing by going up to this guy, or he screwed up and he's supposed to have this guy. So it's hard to know, but someone screwed up. This guy's wide open, but because Tua is so hung up on the primary, again, that's what Kurt's saying here. He's got a little hook here, and he's not even looking. And yes, they're coming with a blitz, but they have max protect. Not a huge match, not 7-man protection, pass pro, but 6-man. He's got time. Just calm down. I would look at this whole thing as a primary, not just this. It would probably be this, this, and this, or this, and this, and this. Who knows? But I would look at the whole thing right away. You got to see this safety is not even close here. You've got to keep your eye on this right here. But, again, this is the NFL. I wouldn't even pick this much at college level. But on the NFL level, you do pick this much. And you've got to, because the NFL's excellent abilities and talent. So, okay, so we move up to the next one here. And again, I know this is going through fast. In the off season, I'm going to do a lot more of this. I'm going to break it much more down, play to play, and make it just easier for you guys. I feel like I'm giving a lot for a lot of people that this is a lot. and either it sounds real simple and stupid, or it sounds too complicated, and either one isn't correct. It is not simple and stupid, but it's not super complicated either. Okay. So we have, here's the option route. This is one I really want to show everybody. Kurt's having a hard time understanding what is going on here. because he didn't come from the option route background. I mean, he played for Mike Martz, and that was the West Coast offense timing stuff. This I've seen Waddle do this, but this is actually the backup Wilson. Wilson, or whoever's the receiver here, has the option against middle of the field open, that would be two safeties, no one in the middle, to just bust this down the middle of the field for a big post, okay? And if the middle of the field closed, which it is, that means one deep safety here, then he has to turn it into a corner route. It's very simple. Someone's sitting there, you go down you go up, and then you're out to the corner. Nobody there, you just keep going down here. That's the option route, okay? That is the primary. This time we're talking just one guy primary. That's it. That's where he's looking, but he may be looking here because he wants to hold the safety, of course. So he may glance up there quick, see that's going to be middle of the field closed, then look here to hold him for a second, and then go back up here, knowing his guy's headed to the corner. Okay? Now, Kurt was having a real hard time understanding why you wouldn't just throw it down to this guy. He's open here. Well, he may be open here, but he's not the primary. So if this guy ends up, now if this execution isn't there by this receiver and he keeps going to the middle, then the whole thing's screwed up. See how everybody has to know their assignment. And look at this too. He's not Waddle. See, he's not fast. Waddle would have been back here, and that's what that would have been. But it doesn't matter. It still works out. In fact, part of that too is because that's where Tua threw it. And again, he knows who he's throwing to. And I think and Wilson's a big, strong guy. So boom, this over the shoulder kind of thing, back shoulder. But, so again, yeah, if you threw it to Hill down here, or whoever that is, yeah, maybe that's a touchdown too, but whatever. But the point is, that was the primary. He went to the right spot. That's an option route. And as I was listening to Kurt, he never mentioned that. But that's definitely I've seen Waddle do that. Now, sometimes I've seen Waddle sometimes you end up with two receivers in the same spot by accident. And that's what Collinsworth in one of his telecasts was like, why are there two receivers in the same spot? That's terrible. But that's what happens, and that's why Sid Gilman didn't like this kind of stuff. He wanted specific routes, no deviation, all timing. Okay, that's one way to do it. You try to add in some options to this, and then you can have a screw up, but it could be so powerful because you make that guy wrong. There's nothing, if we go back to that, what can these guys do? There is nothing they can do that's right because you're going to make them wrong because everything they do, you're going to do what Francis Schmidt said in 1930s. Go where they ain't. It sounds stupid. It sounds ridiculous, but no one was talking like that back then. You just go where they ain't. And that's what this kind of football does. Okay? All right. Yet, the cool thing is McDaniel, Slowick, these guys, they're trying to keep the timing involved. So it's tricky. It's very tricky. And they're doing it to an extent. Sometimes it blows up in the face, but other times it's incredible, a thing of beauty. Okay, here we go. Space timing issue again. Yeah, here we go. Just another space timing issue. How do you sync these two elements of the game? Two major elements of the game. Yeah, look, behind them. Wide open. Found the space. This looks like a cover 6-ish kind of thing. Yeah, with, was it man underneath? 6 with a man. This guy, he's backing up, but I think maybe it might be cover 7. It's hard to tell. Where everybody's lined up. Yeah, it might be a cover. Let me see what this cornerback's doing. Yeah, he's coming off of him. It's more like a cover 7, correct. So all these guys are synced together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all synced together. This is a Saban thing that really got big. And but anyway, so this guy's supposed to let him go. It's perfect. There's a lot of space. These guys jumped on him too much. And but because this receiver, and it might be Hill, if I'm correct, is they're not syncing up on the space. He's settling down. Oh, no, Tua wants him to settle down more. This time I think Tua was more, the receiver was right. There was more space in here. He was right to keep going a little further in, and Tua threw it a little behind him and high. Did he have some pressure? How many guys are out? 4. There you go. Max protect. A lot of max protect because of all the blitzing. Spagnuolo's got to watch that because he gets too much blitzing. They'll just max protect the heck out of him and burn him. But anyway, another time where 1, 2, 3, we want timing, right? But he doesn't have an exact specific route. He's looking for space. That's, again, the issue. I've said it so much. I'm just showing the bad stuff. So if you guys all say, though, this is really dumb then to be looking for space. Well, I'm not showing you the incredible stuff of how it works, like that right there. That's when it works better. This is... Yeah. This looks like a zone. Yeah, it says zone blitz. Let me show you this blitz by Spags. He really started changing at the end of the game in this game. At first, he was bringing a lot of blitz, and then he went back and he simmed it a lot later, and he screwed up Tua. But this is a blitz here. But watch how one of these guys drops off. Yeah, this guy's going to drop off. I'm pretty sure. Whoop. Keep it going. Are we having more max protect here? Yeah, this guy's dropping off. This guy's blitzing from over here. This guy's had to get over here. This guy's coming up almost like cover 6, so one safety's up, one safety's back. Yeah, it's perfect. That call worked perfectly. That just absolutely little fake 1-2 boom. You know, little half roll, which they do as well, which I love. Penix does that too with DeBoer. Little half roll like the run and shoot, and boom. Okay, so yeah, they burned the zone blitz on that one. They called the right one for the blitz. Kept one extra guy in for protect, or 2 guys in. So that's another, you know, again, many ways to play this. And then here we go with Sims. Okay, here we go. This is cool because this is versus cover 7. But again, oh, this isn't really sim. There's no simulated pressure here. It looks like it's a straight up 4-man rush. Yep, straight up 4-man rush. So here we go. But in a weird way, that's kind of sims if you've been blitzing all day. Suddenly, you're not blitzing anything. And this is a cover. These guys are all linked together in a cover 7. This guy's, you know, that's when you see these guys have their back to the sideline. They're watching for anything here, anything up here. But more than anything, this guy all screwed up from a simple motion, which is pretty cool. Watch this guy go in motion here. See, you got 4/3 to the 3 side, and you 3/2 to the other side. That just switches because this guy goes over here. Now the 3 receivers are over here. They didn't switch it right. See, this guy should be coming up on here. This guy has to watch in here. This guy should get over into here, and then he would jump on this guy. So this guy should, I think, be over here. This guy should be down here, and it would all work out great. But that motion kind of screwed them up a bit. I could be wrong. You know, this is how I'm seeing it, and this is what I've seen a lot of times happen. You know, that's why they do motions and stuff. They try to play around and screw up and shifts and all that. But it's a double post, and Kurt's just saying, why did he throw it in here when he should have thrown it here? And because that wasn't there, which is funny, because really that guy really should have been coming off of that to here, and that might have worked out, see? So that all might have worked out. This was the right call for the defense, but these guys played it wrong, but then it left this guy wide open. So improv time, that's not open. What I don't, okay, Tua did go out to there. He did go out wide. But see how they, and then I think he's late to there. Oh, come on, Kurt, run it. Yeah, he's just real late. So that just shows you how the timing gets all messed up. So again, if this was a pure air raid, then this would have been okay. But see, we're trying to mess with West. We're trying to do timing and space. It's tricky. It's tricky stuff. And all Spagnuolo did is not blitz. That's all he did. And it messed us all up, even though his defense messed up the coverage. It's amazing. This guy shouldn't be running all by himself here. Tua, if only he could have seen all this in a way of like, right? I mean, he could have hit this guy right away. Kurt is right. He didn't see that. Then it's like, look, I got a bunch of, they all dropped off. Let me just whip it out to my outlet quick. But by the time he comes to it, he's a little late on it. So, yeah, it's tricky stuff. It's all tricky. It's hard. The Tua is going to get better at this. McDaniels is going to get better at creating this. It's going to all get better. All right, let me jump up to another cover 7 here. Okay, they're going to go into another cover 7. But this time they're matching instead. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, they two match. See, this is shifting the coverages. See, and this is wild. These guys are back here. It looks like a one with a robber, but they actually totally shift. Check it out. Look at this. Look at this. They start out like this. And this is tricky. This is just shifting coverages, not even pressures. We got a 4-man line. He's running over to here suddenly. He's coming here. What the heck is this? This is a middle of the field closed? No. They're going to switch positions. And then what are they going into? Oh, it's just cover 2, right? Not really. It's a 2 match. That's different. Every one of these guys down here are matching up. Boom, boom. Because this could be a cover 7 too. It could be like these guys are all synced. Tua doesn't know. Now he's looking for stuff. And suddenly everybody's matched up. So again, we're looking for primary right here. Kurt's like, why is he sticking on that guy? Throw it out here. Because if this was a cover 7 style, that guy would have been open. But you can see inside leverage there. It's not going to be that. But that's a lot to, it's a lot to process quick. Again, and again, it wasn't the best call versus this defense. Again, tricky stuff. So, you know, got to go. You're going up against a Spagnuolo who's mixing pressures, mixing zone blitz, mixing man blitz, mixing coverages, shifting safeties. If they cover 7, 2 match, cover 6, cover 2. I don't know what the heck this damn thing is. And you got to figure it out quick. And this game is a quick passing game, so we want all this stuff out quick. So, yeah, it's hard to keep blaming Tua. I mean, it's a work in progress. I guess it's the best I can say. It's a work in progress. And but it's true. And the problem with Kurt saying that they keep sticking to the primary too much is that's what they do. That's part of the plan. Okay. So now, again, no hot routes, right? Like we talked about. But we go max protect. Here's the running back. Oh, that's a little chip, not really max protect. But look what he's doing. He's getting all these guys, 4 guys over to here to burn the blitz. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many people are coming here? Wow, we have a defensive back, a linebacker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out in coverage. So is this cover 0? Not really, because they're kind of playing as, oh no, it's a match. It's a match. They're matching up. There you go. So this guy has this guy's matching to him, he's matching to him. Wait a minute. They got 4 guys over. Oh, he should be watching. Oh, this guy's going to run up on him. Look at this. This is crazy. Yeah, that's so cool. That's tricky, man. That's not the way it usually goes. Let me just tell you that. So great. The safety comes up here. This guy goes here. This defense can be really burned really bad if you make the right calls, but it can really burn the other side too. So again, wind and cold weather might really play to the advantage of this defense. And this guy's just left wide open. So you can see this. I'm not sure. I really would think this guy has this, the cornerback. You're going to let that go? I don't know. What is it, 3rd and 100? Look at the first down's right here. That's a little crazy. Snead down there, the cornerback. You know, wow. Tua could have just dumped it to him. But easy for me to say here. Let me see what Tua's doing. Obviously, I'm looking, and Kurt's saying, why didn't... Okay, so you see a blitz coming. Problem is, these guys aren't man-to-man. It's not man-to-man. It's match. Tua has no idea who has what. Or is this some kind of crazy zone, 5 against 5 zone? He doesn't know. Now he's seeing this could be a touchdown up here, one-on-one. And he tries to go to it. And then now look at this. Again, look at the route he runs. And look where Tua throws it right there. He thought maybe he was going to do a corner or an out. I don't know what, back shoulder. But he didn't throw it to the right spot, obviously. And again, you're making quick decisions fast. It bothers me when I see all this. And if I saw this as a quarterback, I would be taught, I would think that to throw it out to your outlet. These guys are all hanging out back here. Whip it out to right here real quick. But again, what I'm trying to show you is the way that, because I'm going to show a bunch of videos in the offseason on how great McDaniel's offense is and what it can do. But this is a way you mix it up. How do you mess those guys up? Because they're screwing around with 2 elements. It's tough. It's not a timing offense like the West Coast offense exactly, and it's not exactly an air raid, which is space. It's both, and it's pretty difficult. This is timing, 1, 2, 3, boom, down here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Timing, except no, it's also space. He has all this space out here, but he also has space down here. Which way is he going? Again, you know, Kurt's circling it. Look at all this space. So yeah, I mean, they have to be synced up. Tua has to know, like, there's no one back there. Why would this receiver go out here? It doesn't make any sense. But again, maybe it looked like that. I don't know what. I can't see the details of what happened down here with Tua's face and his whatever. But again, here's a guy just sitting here. That's an easy connect. So again, how do you mess these guys up? In their early days of this style of offense, in the early days, come back to me in a few years, but in the early days, you're mixing the pressure, you're mixing the coverages, you're giving all kinds of looks and eye candy. You've got 5 guys sitting, you've got a 6-man blitz. It must be man-to-man, but it's not because they're all sitting back here. Are they doing a zone? No, they're doing a match. They're doing a match. They're doing in between a zone and a man. So I don't know if that helps anyone. Went on and on and on. I love this video. I love what Kurt does over there. I just wanted to take part and show, because the only thing I wanted to add is the idea of space, of finding the grass, which is air raid style, and how to just make an offense that's McDaniel's trying to be simple, and he is, but it's hard to be simple when the defense has so much variety and you don't know what's coming at you.